Today is April 22nd. Here are a few quick announcements. Be sure to get in rhythm by 8:10, between 8:10 and 8:45. We will do a quick visit to the library to switch out books, and everyone in the room today will be logging into Education Galaxy at 10:30, and you are to work on your suggested study plan. You're more than welcome to watch the video here from DeMar J. Smith after we complete this live video. We are going to switch gears today and review drama. Your target is to read a star formatted drama and analyze the plot elements and use context clues to help you determine the meaning of the underlying words. I have, as usual, added some resources for you to review. Here's an anchor chart that explains what a drama is. It's a story that is written so it can be performed by actors for an audience. If you scroll down, I have the elements of drama here on this larger chart. Dramas have scripts, dialogue, cast of characters, setting, stage directions, acts, narrators, and scenes. As I said before, dramas are nothing but stories that are performed on stage. So just like a regular fictional story, it has a plot, so does a drama. The plot is the sequence of events that take place in a literary work. You have seen this particular roller coaster many times this year. Just to go back over it, stories and dramas begin with the exposition. This is where you as the reader are going to learn essential background information about the characters and the setting. You're going to be introduced to the characters. Then you have the rise in action. This is where the story begins to really take off and events begin to develop and the conflict or the problem is revealed. Then at the very top, you have the climax. There is a turning point that happens in the story for the character with regards to their conflict or the problem that they're having. Then there's the falling action. These are the events that take place after the climax that lead you as the reader into the resolution or the end of the story, or what we call the denouement. Again, the resolution is the conclusion to the story that reveals the solution to the problem or the conflict. As I said before, in your learning target, you will be using context clues to help you determine the meaning of underlying words. These are just a few of the strategies that you can use to help you. You can use the definition. Sometimes the definition will be provided right after the word, right, in your reading. You can use the word parts. That's your affixes, your prefixes, suffixes, and roots. Sometimes an example of the word will be given, and synonyms and antonyms. Okay? So what you're going to do today is you have two videos that you are going to view just to review again what a drama is on vocabulary, and then the elements of drama explained a little bit more. Okay, you have an opportunity to test your knowledge of the elements of drama after you have completed task number 1. And once you've tested your knowledge independently, you are going to be reading a drama titled Caesar Rodney's Ride. Now, this drama is an excerpt or a piece of a larger drama called Radio Play. Okay, but what you're going to do is read the selection, Caesar Rodney's Ride, and choose the best answer to each question and record your answers in the text entry box. Now, I know some students like to listen to it, and some students would just much rather read it on their own. That is fine with me. If you are one of those students that would like to just read it on your own, you are more than welcome to stop the video now and begin reading it on your own. But please make sure that you scroll all the way down to the bottom of this Canvas page for directions on the next course that you need to visit. Caesar Rodney's Ride. The announcer says, "For our next scene, let us look in at the home of Caesar Rodney in Dover, Delaware. It is nearly 8 o'clock in the evening of July 1st, 1776. Rodney, who's pale and drawn with languid air of a man but recently out of a sick bed, is sitting in his easy chair. Mrs. Rodney is hovering over him with a protecting anxiety." So as you see here, boys and girls, the main characters here at the beginning of this play are Prudence and Rodney. Prudence says, You sure you're feeling strong enough to sit up, Caesar?" Yes, Prudence. I'm all right, I tell you." "You're sure you're not in any pain?" No, dear, I'm all right. Just weak, that's all." "Now, Caesar, you mustn't overtax your strength. Remember, this is only the second day you've been out of bed." "All right, dear. I wonder what's happening in Philadelphia, though." "You must get your mind off Congress. You mustn't worry." "I know, but what date's today?" "July 1st. Why?" "July 1st? Why, today the Lee resolution was to come up for the final action." "Oh, I'm sorry I wasn't there." "What's the Lee resolution?" "It's the most important motion that's come before the Continental Congress in the 2 years Congress has been sitting." "Well, what's it about?" "Independence." "You mean to say they're even considering such a thing?" "Of course, it's the only thing left for us. We've got to declare our independence." "Well, I'm mighty glad you weren't there today to vote for it." "Well, why?" "You just have put a rope around your neck." "My dear, I've done that long ago." "See who's at the door, dear." "All right." Yes, I'm coming." A new character is introduced, Uriah. Does Caesar Rodney dwell here? Yes, what's wanted? Can I see him, ma'am? Well, just a minute, and don't excite him. Right in this way. Be ye Caesar Rodney? Yes. Here's a letter for you. A letter from where? Philadelphia. I fetched it all the way since noon today. Indeed. Oh, I do wish people could leave a sick man alone, always bothering you. Quiet. What's this? They haven't voted on the Lee resolution yet? They need me? Prudence, my riding boots. Your riding boots? Have you gone crazy, Caesar? Don't stand and argue. Just please get my boots. There isn't a moment to lose. I've got to be in Philadelphia before 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. You can't go. It'll kill you. Where's my riding coat? Hurry up and get my boots. You shan't go. I won't let you. I've got to go. I'm needed. If you won't get the boots, I will. Oh, please, sir, whoever you are. I'm Uriah Clark, ma'am, at your service. Please, don't let him go. He can't stand it. He's just too weak. He's been terribly ill, and the physician told him he must rest. He could never stand a trip like that. But, ma'am, he's got to get there. And I give my word that I'd have him there tomorrow morning. Your word? What's your word to a man's life? What's a man's life to the life of his country? All right, I'm ready. Let's start. Caesar. Goodbye, Prudence. If I can't persuade you to give up this you can't, my dear. Goodbye, and God be with you. Here ye be, sir. This is your host. You'll have to give me a hand up. I'm a little weak. All right, sir. Ready? Ready. Then we're off. And there he is on his horse. Caesar Rodney. Here are the questions. The first question says, which element of drama does this radio play script include? A, props, B, costumes, C, sound effects, or D, music? Next question. Which of these sentences from the radio play contains dialect? Now remember, dialect is the way that someone speaks. It may not sound like what you're used to hearing, right? The dialect comes from a certain region maybe that a person is from. And so they may pronounce words differently. They may use different words to mean something else. So that's what dialect is. So it says again, which of these sentences from the radio play is an example or contains dialect? F, all right, sir. G, here ye be. Sir, this is your house. H, see who's at the door, dear. Or J, you're sure you're not in any pain. Next, what is the climax or the turning point in this scene from the radio play? Remember, that's at the top of the plot roller coaster. It's after the problem or the conflict has been presented. We know what the character is going through. And now, in the midst of that conflict or problem, something happens. There's a turning point for the character. So, what would be considered the turning point or the climax in this scene? Was it A, when Uriah Clark arrived at Caesar's home? B, Caesar leaving with Uriah on horseback? C, Caesar reading the letter from Philadelphia? Or D, Caesar arguing with his wife Prudence? The next question. What is the meaning of the word languid in the announcer's opening dialogue? Does languid mean F, energetic, G, relaxed, H, sluggish, or J, bored? Remember to always use your tools. Use your dictionary, whether it be an online dictionary or the dictionaries that we have here in class. You will be allowed to use your dictionary for STAR as well. Okay? Next, it says, read the line of dialogue below. You just have put a rope around your neck. What did Prudence mean when she said this? Prudence means that the British would do what to Caesar? Think about what happened right before she made this statement to him. Did she mean that the British would A, punish Caesar for being a traitor, B, capture Caesar and tie him up, C, force Caesar into being a slave, or D, treat Caesar like an animal? Again, I want to suggest that you go back and reread right before she made this statement to figure out what it was that made her say that to him, okay, and what she meant by it. The very last question says, read the dictionary entry below for the word motion. And if you see here, there's a cutout of the dictionary entry. Motion, the first definition, the act of changing position or place. Number 2, a formal proposal put to the vote. 3, an impulse of the mind or will. Or 4, the melodic change of pitch in music. So this is what we would consider to be a multi-meaning word. The word motion has many meanings depending on how it's being used. So to help you figure out which meaning applies in this particular play, I suggest you go back again, reread page 7, okay, and think about what's taking place, right? Think about what Prudence and Rodney are discussing. What is the contention? What's happening, right? And then that's going to help you to figure out which one of these is being used. Okay? So,